This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I got a great question from one of our viewers, and it was basically this. I'm having a hard time believing that I will find a rich man that is going to provide me with everything that I need. And I believe that it's unrealistic and hard so much as that it burdens me compared to providing for myself and depending upon my own salary. Approximately, that's what she said. And that's a really good question. My goal is to unburden women, not put burden on you. So when I give you the expectation that you are supposed to having a rich man in your life who's going to give you everything that you want and need, I'm not saying that it's your job to find him. Actually, it's in the contrary. What I say is that your job is to make sure you don't choose him yourself. Okay, make sure that you have a network of people who are doing the search and creates a selection for you so that you don't have to. Okay, so that's step number one, understanding that you're not going to find a rich guy. That responsibility goes to someone else. We will create a board of directory or some kind of way for us to help you, women, girls of high value, to find the right guy. So obviously it's not going to be easy. Obviously it's going to take time, but the more you are part of this movement, the more probable it's going to be that we can help you to find the right guy. Now, let me explain one point about this. I teach women that the goal is to, number one, unburden yourself, and number two, enjoy your life. Unburdening yourself means that you should do the things that are necessary for your survival, but understanding that you cannot do that long term and remain feminine. You will become more and more masculine the older you get, the more responsibility you have, and the more responsibilities you take upon yourself. Your passion should be to unburden yourself as much as possible from hard things, from things that will reject you continuously and constantly for a long period of time. Now, having said that, what I suggest is that you stay with your parents at their house as long as possible while you're under the influence of this channel so that you can focus on unburdening yourself. Sometimes you might have parents that burden you, okay? That happens. And if it comes to that point that they're burdening you more than you actually having to pay rent for yourself, living on your own or living in a collective of girls, then move out and then move in with this collective of girls where you can share the rent or get your own place where you can, have your space. But I would recommend living together with someone because it actually fuels femininity. Living on your own fuels masculinity. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Another aspect of it is we want you to be provided for and protected by as long as possible so that you don't have to have that time in limbo between your parents' protection and provision and then your future husband's protection and provision. That space in time in between there should be as short as possible in order for you to retain your femininity. The longer you have that span, the more burdened you're going to be. Now, when that is said, having a job is not bad in itself, okay? You gotta understand that I'm not saying that you shouldn't get a job. But I am saying that if you are going to choose to get a job, fine, then you go through your studies. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it might be I'm saying that the investment you make in schooling, you will have to pay for it in terms of your burden and masculinity. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So if you choose to follow the career path for a time, and then eventually you'll just find the right guy eventually, you will pay for it in burden and masculinity. Okay, so what do I share with the men of high value? Okay, what do I teach them? Because it's important for you to understand how long this process is going to take. Like, how realistic is it for you to actually find the rich guy if you follow this path of the girls of high value path? Well, number one, the more you unburden yourself, okay, the more you are in need and of depending on a man, the more masculine of a man you will find. The less you need a man, the more of a feminine guy you're going to find. The more you watch this channel, the more likely it is that you're going to unburden yourself from the things that the world is telling you to do. The less you watch this channel, if you just watch this video and then you never watch it again, then probability is that you're going to go throughout life being very masculine. Again, there's nothing wrong with any of this, guys. And you're way less burdened than your forefathers were, or your foremothers. There's been so much pain and suffering in women's lives, and we've come to a point in time right now where women are actually becoming more and more unburdened. And that's fantastic. And the fact that they're unburdened also makes it so that they want to run towards burden, right? This is why they're running towards university. This is why they're running towards leadership positions. This is why they're running continuously to make money, because they have the opportunity to. But what I'm showing them is a way for them to move beyond that and actually pass that time space, because they actually already right now can move and evolve to what I believe every woman is going to want to do eventually. And that is to be able to choose from a selection of guys that have been hand-picked for you, and then you make your selection, and it's going to be a man of power. All of those guys that are presented to you are men of high value. And when you make your choice, that guy for you will be the man of highest value. So, like, what I could do is, like, once you suddenly have tons of people watching my channel, I could make it very easy for myself and just say, okay, here, you guys can pay for a service to find girls of high value. You girls of high value can pay to find a service or whatever. And then I could connect these together. But how would I guarantee, or how would I know that they're actually going to make it work? I want to create leaders that get the stamp of approval where I know for sure that it's going to be a successful relationship. I want to make sure for sure that they actually will take care of you and will take care of the kids that come from that union, and that there's no divorces. Why should we create relationships that eventually end in divorce? Then there would be no purpose to this channel. The point is helping men of high value who used to be low value and who used to be feminine to become masculine, because they have the motivation that if they do this, they're going to get the reward of a feminine, beautiful woman who continuously and constantly unburdens herself, which means that she does whatever is necessary for her to be attractive and to be fertile and to be youthful and to be happy. And because she doesn't burden herself with responsibilities and tons of things for her to do and think about. There is no reward in this day and age when guys have a wife who's not at home, who doesn't take care of the home, who doesn't take care of the kids, and who doesn't take care of herself. She only takes care of other people out there so that she can make her own money. It doesn't make any sense for a guy to enter into a marriage relationship, a masculine guy, with a woman like that. no offense, but it's just for guys, like, okay, just a quick update on what happened when me and my wife was dating. I told her that I want a woman who is at home with the kids because I wanted kids and I wanted, I wanted to create a family that was actually a family. And then my wife was like, well, that's perfect because I don't want to work a day in my life. And I was like, yes, this is perfect. I love this. We can create a union together with this. And especially when we walked up the street one time and I told her, I don't break up with people. And then she's like, yeah, I don't break up with people either. And then I was like, well, then I guess it's us then. This is pretty much how we found out that we were actually going to get married. She already knew that we were going to get married, but, it took some time for me to understand. So, the point is this. Is it hard and unrealistic to find a rich man? No, not necessarily. What makes it hard is if you have to try and find him yourself. Your job is not to find him yourself. Your job is to participate in a network of people who find a selection of right guys for you so that you can make your selection among those right guys. Okay? Problem solved. You don't have to think about it anymore. The only thing you have to think about is to be in a network of people who actually will provide you with and protect you from, right? This is a good point. They protect you from the guys that you are emotionally attracted to who have power in some aspects of their lives, but who suck in other aspects that are needed long-term for you to be long-term happy. Okay, it's not just about this specific thing or the attraction that you have towards a guy. It's about finding a guy that has the whole picture, the whole package. A network of people can help you to protect you from those guys by you simply being part of the network. And then they'll provide you with someone who is the full package and the selection of them so that you can select your one guy. What ends up happening then is that you get to choose that guy, and it wasn't hard. Your only job in all of this was to make yourself attractive. Also know that from the Men of High Value channel, we do not teach them to find women first. We teach them to lead themselves first and then to lead a team and to create their financial foundation for them to be ready to take upon themselves a woman. Now, will that woman help them and be an asset to them in building their business? Most probably. If they don't have kids right away, then the woman will not be burdened and can therefore help the husband and fuel his motivation and build him up so that he can 10x his business, 100x his business, so that he knows that there's massive momentum going on. He's leading the people the right way. Now he can actually prepare to have a kid. And now you guys can talk about having a kid together and create an amazing lifestyle together where you can travel the world, you can homeschool the kids if you want to, or you can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of all of this. And if you as a woman want to work, that's your choice. But I can promise you the more masculine the guy is, the more he's absolutely going to love that you are doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, however much you want to do it. It's a beautiful concept when you understand it. This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you in the next video.